Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Let us put our hands together for Krishna. So now we'd like to invite His Grace Aniruddha Prabhu to lead us in another session of Kirtan. And, sometimes, we may take it for granted that we come to so many programs and, we get to hear different Kirtaniers. But, we should all remember there are devotees who have been doing Kirtan or who have been doing the service of Kirtan for many, many years. And, sometimes Kirtan just goes across, just like, sometimes we don't even recognize that that's a service. But, we should be very happy and remember and recollect that, we, by Srila Prabhupada's fortune and mercy, and, by devotees' kindness and mercy, over the years we have, within our own yatra in Guyana, we have devotees who have been, rendering Kirtan or, doing Kirtan or leading Kirtan for many, many years and, decades, if you want to put it like that. And His Grace Aniruddha Prabhu, the father of Mother Visakha, is one such individual that, I wasn't there, from the beginning, but for the little few years that I am around, I have heard that he has been there on all different forums and of leading kirtan. So over to His Grace Aniruddha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada 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 Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram. At this time, we want to once again welcome all the devotees, and for those of you who came in a little late, and for many who are viewing and participating via the virtual platforms, we want to welcome you once again to tonight's very special session, the third evening of Ramayana Katha. As was mentioned earlier, this series of Ramayana Katha is being conducted as a way of offering gratitude to their lordships on the 50th birthday anniversary of our dear Visakha Mataji. We want to acknowledge many of our senior members of our ISKCON community, as well as from the various Hindu community here on the West Coast. We would like to acknowledge His Grace Mahaprabhu Prabhu, Tridandi Prabhu. Also, I would like to acknowledge Pandit Krishna Ji for joining and for being present with us. And other special guests, invitees who are here, welcome once again. We do hope you're comfortable and you will relish each and every aspect of the program this evening. Already, we would have been part of the Gaura Artik and a few sessions of Kirtan. So at this point in time, we will be continuing with the feature aspect of the program, and that is Ramayana Katha. Last 2 evenings, we had very, very wonderful sessions conducted by His Grace Hari Kirtan Prabhu, the son of Prabhupada Prabhu and Visakha Mataji. I'm sure most of you here knows Hari Kirtan Prabhu, but you may not know everything about him. Before we hear from him, I would like to share a few introductory words as we welcome him this evening for this third session of Sri Ramayana Katha. Just to entice you a little, the topic for this evening that was selected is dealing with overwhelming situations with grace, or how to deal with overwhelming situations, with mercy, with grace. So, Hari Kirtan Rasa Prabhu, Hari Kirtan Rasa Das, born right in this community here, at Crane, specifically at the Best Hospital in the year 2000. And he pretty much spent his childhood days here at the temple. He was living here His parents were living right at the back in this compound at Shri Shri Gaurnitai Ashirvad Mandir. And he was raised in Krishna consciousness, has been, from the very beginning, from his childhood. He attended Crane Nursery School, the Dharmic Ramakrishna Primary School. Later on, he shifted back to West Coast, where he would have completed his secondary education at the Saraswati Vidya Niketan. And during that time, after he graduated, his parents would have moved up in 2006, moved from Crane, from the temple here to Georgetown, with the intention of starting up another preaching center for Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON. So Hari Kirtan, as he was stationed in Georgetown, he was attending high school on the West Coast. When he completed that, he went on to the university to complete his tertiary education, where he graduated with distinction, a bachelor's degree in computer science. Side by side over those years, he pursued his spiritual career as well, meaning becoming trained in many aspects of Krishna consciousness. As we all know, he is very talented, and I will just list a few of the areas or a few of the services he has been rendering, for these last so many years. Some of the key services, and which he is very expert in, are kirtan, graphics designing, festival coordination, song system management, live stream, and also he speaks and he offers presentations to diverse audiences and in specific areas. Like, for instance, this session that we're having of Ramayana, this is very special. He is very fond of the Ramayana. I want to tell you that. Hari Kirtan Prabhu is a disciple of Srila Veerbahu Maharaj, and in 2022 he got married to Visakha Mataji. He also, around 2022, he would have completed his Bhakti Shastri degree, and he had to receive his certificate. Throughout these years, throughout the time of his academic years, through the blessings and good fortune of his parents, he got the opportunity to visit the holy dhams, visit India several times, and spend extended periods to receive training and also to visit holy sites in India. Currently, he works with Dave's Promotional with his father. He is a co-managing director, and he has been continuing to render many services along with his family over these years in these areas that I outlined. And overall, we should all be very proud that we have such a young, stalwart devotee in our movement. It's a good sign. It's it's a good future that we can see that the legacy of Krishna consciousness, Srila Prabhupada's movement, will continue with more youthfulness, with more young and talented energy, which he possesses. So this evening we are very, very delighted to welcome him to this forum and to have him deliver and to speak from the Valmiki's Ramayana and from the Sri Ramcharitamanas. I also should mention, recently, just in March, he also became a father, and he has a beautiful daughter, Archita Madhavi. So we can all see very well that Hari Kirtan he has been well trained and brought up by his parents, and all credits to Prabhupada Prabhu, Visakha Mataji, and of course, the wider ISKCON community throughout this country. Let us all welcome Hari Kirtan in our usual way together. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Over to him.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So it's an absolute honor to be able to be in your presence here, and together we glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Ramachandra. It is no ordinary thing, although some of us practically do this every single day. We might do puja at home or you might even go to mandir every day and do certain amounts of spiritual activities. It's easy to take it for granted. But this opportunity that we have here today to be able to congregate together and glorify and hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead is an extremely rare opportunity. Not many people take advantage of this. And although the temple room is almost full, there is still room for more. And if you check how many people are here, there's still many people not in satsang right now. May not necessarily be here, they might be in satsang in other places, but there's still many more to bring to our congregation to be able to glorify the Lord together. So before we begin speaking anything about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I want to humbly beg the blessings of everybody present here, especially my elders, Panditji, and other senior members of the Vaishnava Society, to please bless me so that I may be able to present something, as Srila Prabhupada says, in an interesting way without any vanity. And I should tell you, I am nervous, and I humbly seek your blessings to be able to glorify the Lord properly. And so before we begin, we'll recite a few prayers in gratitude to our previous acharyas, our spiritual masters, to Sri Nitai Chaitanya Chandra and his associate and their associates, Sri Radha and Krishna, for so kindly giving us the opportunity to be together to glorify them. If you know, please join along. If not, hearing has the same benefit. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A little more louder, please. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And as is customary, before we recite any glories of Lord Ramachandra, we need to glorify Lord Shiva and Lord Hanumanji as well. So if you know these prayers, please join along. कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। माता रामो मत्पिता रामचन्द्र स्वामी रामो मत्सखा रामचन्द्र सर्वस्वं मे रामचन्द्रो दयालो नान्यं जाने नैव जाने न जाने। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणाश्रवणात्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। Hare Krishna. So I'm just reminded, as I said, I'm a bit nervous. So I'm just reminded I was supposed to sing Jai Radha Madhava before I began. So please join along. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Jaya Vraj Janaranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Vraj Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Ram, Jaya Sita Ram,
Jaya Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Jaya Sita
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Radha Madhava Saki ki jai, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Loudly, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Thank you very much for so enthusiastically joining in chanting of Jai Radha Madhava. So as we begin the pastime this evening, on Thursday we discussed the Sundarkand of Ramayana. For those of us who are not familiar with what Sundarkand means, it is simply the pastime of Lord Hanumanji jumping over the ocean and finding Mother Sita. And of course we know he burnt Lanka, so that section of Ramayana is contained within the Sundarkand. Yesterday in the New Kulindagram temple in Borbis, we were discussing about how success in devotional service may not look like how we expect it to look. And we discussed the pastime of Sarabanga Rishi, Jatayu and Mother Shabari. Tonight we'll be discussing something that is a section of Ramayana that is actually very heart-wrenching and one of the more emotionally charged sections of the Ramayana. Before we begin, I'm reminded of a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the second verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which highlights one of the most important qualities of Bhagavatam, or the glories of the Lord. It goes as follows: Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va parerishvara Sadyo hridyavarudyate trakriti shushubhistakshanat. That this Srimad Bhagavatam, or the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Dharma Projita Kaitava. It kicks out a Dharma and teaches us what real Dharma is. But one of the most important sections of this verse is that Nirmat Saranam Satam. This message of Bhagavatam can be understood by those devotees who are fully pure at heart. And our Vaishnava Acharyas comment what pure at heart means. Anybody knows? Anybody would like to guess? What is the singular quality that denotes purity of heart? Without envy. Thank you very much. That's cheating because Sachi Sutta Prabhu is our Bhakti Shastri teacher. And he's currently studying Bhakti Vaibhav, studying the Srimad Bhagavatam. They're on the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. So, one of the most important qualities to discuss the pastimes of the Lord is that our hearts need to be fully pure, meaning that there should be no competitive spirit, no envy. This competitive spirit and envy is what is the root cause of Lord Ramachandra leaving Ayodhya. And we will see how today. Lord Ramachandra, even though he is put through such a testing situation, there's a line in the Krishna book that Srila Prabhupada says, a very, very popular statement. He says, one's greatness has to be tolerated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. Maybe you can repeat. One's greatness has to be estimated by one's ability to tolerate provoking situations. And that is what Lord Ramachandra exemplifies today. in this pastime that we'll be discussing. But before we go to the pastime, there's a beautiful example of how powerful Lord Ramachandra's name is. Now, as we said, our hearts need to be fully pure. And if I'm being honest, my heart is not fully pure. Some competitive spirit is there, some envy is there, some tinge of anarthas are there. And some of us, I know there are many wonderful devotees here, some of us might relate to this. We are not fully pure at heart. And we might think, oh, then maybe we should just jump in our cars and go back home because we aren't qualified to hear these pastimes. But the name of Lord Ramachandra alone makes us qualified. There's a beautiful pastime between Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. When Mother Parvati wanted to obtain Lord Shiva as her husband, she was performing many penances, and Lord Shiva wanted to test her. So he disguises himself as a sage, and he goes and he says, why do you want to marry this Shiva? He's in a crematorium, he smears ashes on his body, and his friends, his associates are ghosts and goblins. Such an inauspicious person. Why would you want to marry such a person? Mother Parvati says, how dare you speak about my Lord Shiva like this? His name alone is Shiva. It means all auspicious, all pure. Please get away from here. Do not distract me. I love Lord Shiva. So, Lord Shiva then transforms himself and he accepts Mother Parvati as his wife. Later on, Mother Parvati and Lord Shiva are sitting by the Manasa Sarovar, just in Kailash, and they're having beautiful conversations. And Mother Parvati says, I know what I said then, but I have a bit of a doubt. How is it that your name is Shiva, or all auspicious, and you have such associates? How is it possible? Sometimes people consider crematorium, ashes, ghosts to be impure, right? Yes? Right? We agree? Yes? But Lord Shiva associates with these things. How is it that your name is Shiva? So what does Lord Shiva say? Lord Shiva says that I actually meditate upon Shiva. Now, what does he mean when he says I meditate upon Shiva? In the Sri Vishnu Sahasranama, one of the names of Lord Vishnu is Shiva, means all auspicious. So he says, out of his humility, Lord Shiva says, because I meditate upon Shiva, or the all-auspicious Lord Vishnu, that makes me all-auspicious. We understand what the message he is trying to tell us? By chant fruit and then feed it to the Lord. We don't offer juta, to the Lord. Do we? Do we? If a bunch of banana is there, we pick one of the banana and we eat it. Do we offer any of the banana from the remaining bunch? No, we see a new bunch, right? How is it that she fed him with a berry and she bit it before? So our acharyas explain that Shabari's mouth was filled with the names of Lord Ramachandra. And the names of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. And the Lord is always pure. So that means that the Lord was residing on her tongue. So eating that berry, Shabari eating that berry means that she was offering it to the Lord on her tongue and then still offering to the Lord in front of her. Amazing? This is the power of the holy name of Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra's name is equivalent when Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati, Lord Shiva was explaining to Mother Parvati the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. At the end, Mother Parvati asks, is there a shortcut to these 1,000 names? 1,000 names is a lot of names, right? So Lord Shiva says, yes, there's a shortcut. That just one repetition of the name of Lord Rama is equal to all 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. Please say with me, Jai Shri Ram! Jai Shri Ram! There, you've completed the Vishnu Sahasranama. Congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause. So that is the power of Lord Ramachandra's holy name. And Lord Ramachandra's presence is felt all over this world. We should not feel it is just in India. In places like Iraq, they've discovered over 250 certified carvings of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes in stones, in caves, way in Iraq, some remote parts of Iraq. You tell me how that is possible. In Egypt, the pharaohs, or pharaohs, however you pronounce it, they used to refer to themselves as Ramses I, Ramses II, Ramses III, like that. That was their title. Do you know what the word Ramses means? It's a combination of two words, Rama and Jesus. Rama refers to God, and Jesus refers to the only one. So Ramesus means Rama, the only God. And if you look, there are some depictions of pharaohs wearing Vaishnava tilak. It's amazing. It said, what's the capital of Italy? Anybody knows? Not Venice. But there's another one for Venice. There's another example of Venice, but the capital of Italy is Rome, right? This word Rome, it is said, actually came from the word Ram. And if you want to bet, oh, you're just saying that. You can say anything you want. The proof is, a further proof, it cannot be coincidence, that I don't remember the specific date. I think it was the 21st of April, 753 BC, sometime, or anyway, sometime around then. Either BC or AD, one out of the two. But it was the 21st of April. If you check that date in that year, it corresponds to Ram Navami Day, that the city of Rome was established. If you want a better proof, diametrically opposite to the city of Rome, Rome is here, and if you check on Google Maps, directly opposite is a city called Ravenna. Getting the drift? Right? So there are many other places in the world, like it's stated in that actually this kingdom of Kaikeya, where Mother Kaikeyi and Bharat, Mother Kaikeyi came from, some scholars of Ramayana say that this kingdom of Kaikeya is actually Russia, and that Russia is another deterioration of the word rishi. That rishis used to reside there, and there are many other such wonderful proofs, and we can go on and on. We can do a whole lecture on how Ramayana is present all over the world, but those are just a few of how Lord Ramachandra's presence is felt across the entire globe, even nearby Peru. One more before we go. In Ramayana, there are many facts and figures, fun trivia, if you might say. And they're just mentioned as a side note, not like a big thing, right? When Sugriva was instructing his Vanara army to go in such and such directions, he would direct them that when you go in this direction, you would see such and such, and then you see this, and then you'll see this, and then he knew the entire globe like the back of his hand. And he says, the party that he sends to the west, he says, when you go to the west, you'll eventually come to an area where there is the trident of Lord Shiva, the mark of Anantashesh fixed in a mountain on the ground. A golden mark of Anantashesh, or we know who Anantashesh is? Yes, thank you very much. There's a golden mark of Anantashesh inscribed in a mountain. And what does it look like? It looks like a trident, right? And below there's a square box that looks like a yagyashala, a place where you do yagya, perform sacrifices. And it was placed there by Indra to denote like a landmark, right? Do you know where that trident is today? You can actually go and see it today. It's inscribed or engraved into a mountain. Does anybody wants to guess where that place is? It's right nearby, actually. It's one of our neighbors in our continent. Where? No, not Brazil. Peru. If you think I'm lying, then you can check on Google. It's there. So like that, in Ramayana, there are many facts and figures like this that are absolutely amazing and mind-boggling for those of us who try to believe that, that was an outdated time. So carrying on with the pastime, we've already finished half an hour. My apologies. I'll try to be as quick as possible. Dashrath Maharaj, we pick up the pastime as Dashrath Maharaj is there at night in his room, in his chambers. Somehow he can't sleep. Certain thoughts are bothering him. And he looks himself in the mirror and he notices a gray hair right by his ear. And he realizes what this gray hair means. Time is catching up with him. Now time comes in 4 forms. 4 things specifically were bothering him. 1, the story of Jatayu. That he promised Jatayu that my son will be your son. Right? These promises he just gave. He didn't think anything of it. That's one thing that was bothering him. He knew that one day these promises will catch up with him. The next one was the experience he had with Shravan's parents when they cursed him that you'll have to suffer from separation of your son. The third thing that was bothering him was the 2 boons that he gave Keikei when she was fighting the battle. And the fourth thing that was bothering him was the promise that he gave Ashwapati, the father of Keikei, that her son would become the king. Yes, he promised Keikei's father that Keikei's son would become the king. Right? It's an interesting twist to the story. Then he decides, since time is catching up with me, I'm getting old. His gray hair almost spoke to him. It's as if he would just give up the throne and give it to Lord Ramachandra. Immediately he felt peace. And it said sometimes we feel that the world nothing can happen without us. But until we realize that in spite of us, everything can go on, until then we won't feel peace. When we separate ourselves when we don't think of ourselves as being the center of the universe, that gives a lot of peace. Being the center of the universe is a tough thing. The job of Lord Vishnu is not very easy. Right? Now this story of Keikei obtaining these 2 boons is a very interesting one. Actually, Dashrath Maharaj's original name was Nimi. And one time, the Devatas were fighting this demon called Shambharasura, and they somehow couldn't defeat him. So they called Dashrath Maharaj to help them. That is how powerful he was. And Keikei said, I'll be your charioteer. Dashrath was like, do you think we're going on a road trip? This is not no road trip. This is a battle. Right? He said, no, I'm a very expert charioteer. I'll go with you. Keikei was indeed a very expert charioteer. He said that this demon could expand himself in 9 forms, so that there were 10 forms in 10 different directions, and he would fight with Maharaj Dashrath. Maharaj Dashrath and Keikei was so expert that she could navigate the chariot in such a way that Dashrath Maharaj could fight in all 10 directions. At one point in time, Shambharasura actually shoots the wheel of the chariot of Dashrath Maharaj. And the wheel is about to collapse. And Keikei knows that if the wheel collapses, then it will be very bad for Dashrath. Do you know what she does? She sticks her finger, she bends over, holds the horse's reins in one hand, sticks her finger in the axle of the wheel and holds it in place while navigating the horses. Interesting person, right? And because of this, when Dashrath Maharaj defeated the demon, he offered her 2 boons. But then, usually, when somebody is in love, there's no transaction, right? Don't worry, I didn't do it. I did it because I love you. I don't want anything in return. She didn't think of anything of it. So anyway, we come forward to when Dashrath Maharaj is now here with his gray hair. So he decides the next morning he will call a big meeting with everybody, all the senior citizens, everybody. And there's a royal procession taking him to the palace. The king moves with a lot of fanfare, and all of the citizens are like, Jai Dashrath, Jai Dashrath. His first stop on the way to the royal court is the deity of Ranganath, which is currently in South India. It's a beautiful deity of Lord Vishnu lying on Anantashesh. He stops, he offers his prayers, and then he continues to the court. And as everybody is shouting, Jai Dashrath, Jai Dashrath, he says, all these people are praising me, but if they know what is going on in my head, they would never praise me. So he goes to the assembly, and it's the biggest assembly in a very long time. Vashishta, all of the gurus, all the senior citizens in charge of different areas, all the governors, everybody is there. And Dashrath Maharaj proposes something. He says that I'm getting very old, and I think it's time that I select a successor, and I want that person to be Ramachandra. What do you think? Now, although this kingdom of Ayodhya was a monarchy, Dashrath Maharaj would never make the only decision. He would always conform with his ministers. And it is only then that the decision takes effect. So he asks them, what do you think? And what do you think was the response? A huge, resounding, Ichchama Mahabahum Raghuviram. Everybody simultaneously says, yes, we want Lord Ramachandra as our king. And one excited courtier actually says, actually you get down now and put him on the throne now. Right? So there's a beautiful chaupai in the Ramcharitmanas that describes this pastime. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. तिरुपति मंदिर आए, सेवक सचिव सुमंत्र बुलाए, कही जय जीव शीस तिन नाये, भूप सुमंगल बचन सुहाए, जाओ बचाहे माता लगई का, करहु हर्षि राम टीका, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, everybody, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. So the king proposed this to the ministers there, and everybody with a cheerful heart very happily agreed, unanimously. So as we said, one guy even said, "Get down now and put him." So Dashrath Maharaj he felt a bit insecure now. He said, "Is it that something is wrong with me that you're telling me to get down and put Ramachandra now?" And one of the ministers, they respond, "Actually, your only disqualification is that you have such a good son like Lord Ramachandra. Our position is like a cow who's given birth to twin calves. When a cow gives birth to one calf, then all the milk is there for that one calf. But when there's two calves, then that mother cow has to share the milk with both calves, and she doesn't know which to give attention to. So similarly, we're in a similar situation. You are good, but Ram is also very good, right? So you should make him the king right away." And they speak many things in glorification of Lord Ramachandra, and these things can be classified into three different categories. They say, Dashrath Maharaj asks them, "Why do you want Lord Ramachandra as the king?" So they say three things. One, he's very talented. Two, he has very good attitude. And three, he has great character. He's talented in the sense that, his quiver is always filled with arrows. And he has many powerful weapons. But not only does he have the weapons, but he knows how to apply them and how to use them, when not to use them. He has a very wonderful personality. He's very charismatic. He knows all of the Vedas, but his talent is that he knows how to apply them in every situation. Knowing many things is okay, but knowing how to apply them is even better. He's very good at singing. He's a very good orator. He's a very good voice. He has a very good command of people. And he's a good administrator, meaning that he knows when to give reward and when to give punishment. Very balanced in his judgment. He has good attitude. What does this mean? He is humble. Usually, when a king or a prince is in a room, people have to go to the king. Right? We have to approach that big person first. The big person doesn't go and approach anybody. Right? But Lord Ramachandra, in his humility, would always approach first. And always fold his hands and beg, "Can I serve you in any way?" And he would always seek advice. He seeks advice from three different kinds of people. People who are old in experience, right? People who are old in knowledge, and people who are old in character. Means people who are old in experience, elderly people have much experience in life. So it's good to seek advice from them. But people who are old in knowledge might not necessarily be old. So Lord Ramachandra can identify those people and seek advice from them. But he also seeks advice from people who are perfect in character, who are elderly in character, means that they have really good character. Also, he doesn't think of himself as the center of the universe. He's a very sensitive person, so sensitive that if a citizen is crying, he's there with that citizen crying. If a citizen is happy, he is there laughing with that citizen. Any person in the kingdom, Lord Ramachandra would approach like this. This shows his empathy. And he's always grateful. One of the most important qualities of Lord Ramachandra is that he always forgets the bad that somebody does to him. and remembers the good. Oftentimes we are the other way around. We remember the bad and we forget the good. Right? Lord Ramachandra has very wonderful character. Under pressure, then our character comes out. When Lord Ramachandra is put under pressure, he shines even brighter. Usually, we have two sets of teeth, right? The ones that are outside and the ones that are inside. The ones that are outside means that the ones that are in the front, I don't mean outside of your mouth. I mean that the ones that are in front of your mouth are just for show. They can't chew anything. They can't help you to chew anything. But the ones at the back, they do all the work. So oftentimes, we have something that we show, we show a certain face to people. But internally, there's something else, right? Lord Ramachandra is transparent. Both in what is inside is outside. Like the moon, he gives happiness to everybody. He has the power to forgive, or the quality of forgiveness, just like the earth does. He has the radiance of the sun. Like Brihaspati, he's extremely knowledgeable. And like Indra, he's extremely courageous. And they say something that makes Dashrath Maharaj even more proud of his son. They say that Ramachandra is such a person that everybody, thank you very much, that everybody in the kingdom is actually praying for him. Dashrath Maharaj is very happy. Then he does something interesting. He says, okay, tomorrow morning will be the coronation. He just walks out of the royal court. Everybody's confused. Why such an impulsive decision? Actually, he was not sure if anything would happen in the morning. Something was bothering him inside. As we said, those 4 things, right? And he wanted to do it the earliest before somebody could sabotage it. Dashrath Maharaj didn't conform with Lord Ramachandra before he said, I'd make him the king. So then when he goes back to his chambers, he calls Lord Ramachandra and he has an exchange. You imagine if Lord Ramachandra was like a teenager nowadays? Ma, you gonna ask me? You who for going to say that how me you gonna do that? Who you think you is? But Lord Ramachandra was not like that. He trusted his seniors. Oftentimes, we respond like that to people because we have no trust. And therefore, finding Shiksha Gurus is hard for us. Shiksha Gurus are there. People to take instructions from. Shiksha Gurus are sometimes even more important than Diksha Gurus. But we have a hard time trusting people. A Shiksha Guru is somebody who we can trust wholeheartedly that this person has my best interest. Even if that person happens to fall down, we still trust that, this person still has my best interest at heart. So having Shiksha Gurus is very important. And trusting that, people have good things in their heart for all of us is also very important. So Vashishta endorses Dashrath's decision. And it said that Dashrath's happiness knew no bounds. He was actually 2 times more happy than he was at the birth of Lord Ramachandra, 3 times more happy than he was at the marriage of Lord Ramachandra, 4 times more happy when Lord Ramachandra broke the bow of Lord Shiva, and 5 times more happy than when Lord Ramachandra defeated Parshuram. So he's extremely happy that, my son is becoming the king. What was Lord Ramachandra's reaction when Dashrath told him that you will become the king? Anybody wants to guess? What was the expression on his face? Anybody wants to guess what that expression was? Was he excited? Yay! I'll become king tomorrow. Right? No. Was he sad? Mommy, here with this responsibility. Lord Ramachandra accepted it with grace. He didn't see it as a burden of responsibility, but a burden of love. He wanted to serve. And this is why it's stated that the Ramayana is actually the purport to Bhagavad Gita. All 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, you can find the purport in Ramayana. What verse does Lord Ramachandra exemplify? Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agamapayino nityas tam satiksha swabharata. That one should be equal in both happiness and distress. Sukha, dukkha, same kritva. Right? Being equal in both happiness and distress. So Lord Ramachandra, he sees this as an opportunity to serve. And therefore, as devotees, that should be our mood. Within our heart, to only see opportunities for service. Whether we have a big position or a low position, it doesn't matter. But what matters is that we get to serve. So, Dashrath Maharaj that night unfortunately had another sleepless night. He was wondering, I wonder if something will happen tonight. So he was extremely disturbed mentally. So what does he go? Where does he go? He goes to the palace of KK for relief. But before he goes, while he's on his way, before all of that happens, something already happens before that. Manthara was standing on the terrace of the palace looking out, and she didn't see such a festival since the last 24 years. Lord Ramachandra is 24 now, right? Around 24, 25 years of age. She was wondering, what's this festival about? And she finds out that Lord Ramachandra is about to become the king. And she's absolutely disgusted. She runs down, and it's stated that just like a bad planet or a bad influence, planets have certain influence on our lives. Just like a bad planet runs after a person to take advantage of their lives, similarly, Manthara was running to KK. Right? Just see the example that Valmiki uses. And it said that Manthara was unhappy because when Lord Ramachandra was small, they were having fun, little kids, and they were shooting mud balls at their parents. And Manthara just happened to pass, and Lord Ramachandra shoots a mud ball at her hunchback, and it bursts, and all her body was covered with mud balls. Now, when children do something, we don't take it seriously. Right? We were just having fun. She held that against Lord Ramachandra since 20 years ago. Right? Until today. So she goes to Kaikeyi and sees Kaikeyi sleeping, relaxing, happy, relaxed. She didn't get the news as yet. And she says, do you know what's about to happen to you? And you're lying here like nothing never happened? Now, we should understand that actually Manthara is like Kaikeyi's mother, so she had certain privileges to tell a queen. Right? She says, you're like the moon, who is innocently shining, giving its rays, but doesn't know that Rahu is coming to eat him up. You're like a person sleeping in their house when a flash flood is coming. When you wake up, what will happen? Right? So she tells her like that. Dashrath, she says, is like a snake, and you've been nursing this snake in your shawl for a very long time. What do you expect? Today that snake will bite you. Dashrath shows that he favors you, but actually he loves Kaushalya. And Kaikeyi is confused. What are you talking about? She says, Dashrath decides that he's going to make this useless boy, Rama, the king. Such a sinful person, he killed a woman. How can you make such a person king? This is journalism at its best. She doesn't say what kind of woman he killed. She just says that he killed a woman, right? Tataka. Kaikeyi, just see, this is the mood of somebody whose heart is pure. No envy. She doesn't hear the bad things. Oh, Lord Ramachandra is becoming the king. My son is becoming the king. She pulls off a necklace and she gives it to Manthara. Take this. This is great news. And she's really happy. Manthara is looking at Kaikeyi. Are you crazy? She just can't understand why Kaikeyi can't understand what she's saying. Manthara gets angry. Usually, when envious people see that other persons are non-envious, they can't stand that. So they have to go and gossip with that person. Share, this person stay like this person stay like that. And if you not hear what them say, right? You'll see in the future how Manthara is very, very professional gossiper, right? Very, very professional at her job. It says, your laughter and happiness is like a drill. And you're in a situation like you're in a boat. And this laughter and happiness will drill a hole into your boat and you will sink. Right? Kaikeyi tells Manthara, if you were somebody else, I would have cut off your tongue by now. I have 4 sons. Why do I have to worry? I don't have to be afraid of anything. Rama served me more than my own son. Bharat, since they all got married, never returned to Ayodhya. He went to his grandfather's place. So Kaikeyi says, Ram served me better than my own son served me. Why should I be envious of him? Manthara says, why do you think Dashrath sent Bharat away? At this point, Valmiki describes Mantra as Vakya Visharada, very expert with words. But if we use that expertise for what Mantra is doing, then we can see what havoc it does, right? She says 3 things. She attacks Kaikeyi on 3 fronts. 3 things that are very important to women, as according to Valmiki, not me, right? 3 things that are important to women are their self-respect, their children, and their fathers. She at Mantra aims at these 3 things. Kaikeyi's rival was Kaushalya. If Rama becomes the king, then Kaushalya will become the principal queen. Everything you want to do, you have to go for Kaushalya's approval. And all these years, when you've been a backbite she will get back at you. Right? So, your self-respect will be diminished. You won't be the queen you are today. All the show-off we had against Kaushalya. And then also, what do you think Ram will do when he becomes the king? He'll make Bharat his servant. And Ram's wives, just see the assumption that she makes. We know Lord Ramachandra believes in only one wife, one word, and one arrow. Ram's wives will laugh at Bharat's wife, Mandvi. And it will be a very sorry situation. You never know. He'll put Bharat out of the kingdom, but because actually Bharat is his only competitor. Lakshman loves Ram. He's non-existent. Shatrughan, he doesn't even exist. So the only competition he has is Bharat. So he'll put Bharat out. Then not only that, Janak and Ashwapati, your father, are not very, very friendly with one another. And the only reason they're not fighting is because Dashrath is there. When Ram becomes the king, Janak might want to defeat your father. He might kill your father. So it is like this. Mantra poisons her slowly. Kaikeyi's mind starts to change. Instead, that Kaikeyi's heart was like a Chandrakanta stone that reflects beautifully the moonlight. Mantra's words were like weeds upon that stone. We all have that creeper of devotional service within our hearts. But offense and enviousness towards a devotee kills that creeper. It's like the wild, as stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's called the mad elephant offense. So just see how the change comes about. Kaikeyi tells Mantra, you saved me. I am soul surrendered unto you. Karapanya dosho pahatas svabhava prichami tvam dharma samudacheta. I am actually bewildered. Please teach me what is actually dharma. Tell me my best interest. Your hunchback is like a treasure of ideas. I don't know why I was treating you like a maidservant. You should have been an advisor all these years. Right? Just see how the mind changes with envy. Mantra instructs her, go perform a drama. Right? Perform a drama and get Dashrath to agree to anything you say. So she goes to the Shoka Bhavan. There's a specific space for everything. Shoka Bhavan is where somebody goes, the members of the palace would usually go if they're lamenting or angry about something. Dashrath was distraught. So we pick up. Dashrath was distraught, so he goes to Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi is there in that place. So he goes to her palace, she's not there, so he ends up here. Kaikeyi is lying on the ground, puts on a perfect drama. She's the original drama queen. Dashrath comes and he says, what's wrong? I'll do anything for you. If you want, I can arrest an innocent person or free somebody who is actually convicted of a crime. I can kill anybody for you. Now, all of that is fine when it's poetry, but when a king says something like that, and he means it, it's not good. Right? Kaikeyi says, I want those 2 boons. I'm cutting it a bit short. I want those 2 boons from you. Dashrath said, anything, you ask anything. What does Kaikeyi ask for? Everybody knows. What does she ask for? 1, that Bharat becomes the king, and 2, that Ram goes to the forest. Dashrath collapses. Here begins one of the most heart-wrenching parts of Ramayana. Dashrath collapses on the ground. He can't imagine that he heard correctly. What did you say? Ram to the forest? I agree, Bharat is okay, he can become the king, no problem. But why does Ram have to go to the forest? For 14 years? Kaikeyi starts preaching to Dashrath. You promise that you give me anything. You should uphold Dharma. She gives the example of their forefathers. Perfect philosophy. Usually, philosophy, when applied in a wrong situation, can actually cause more hurt than do any fixing. And you can use philosophy the any way you want. Srimad Bhagavatam is described as Mohini Avatar. What did Mohini Avatar do? She gave the fake nectar to the demons and the actual nectar to the devotees. So if we approach philosophy, Srimad Bhagavatam, with a deceptive heart, then we'll find many ways to be more deceptive. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is like Mohini. It'll give you the fake nectar. You think you're getting the real thing, but you aren't getting anything. But if our hearts are pure, then we'll get what we actually need. So by this time, it's morning. Vashishta calls Sumantra and he says, go and call the king. Where is he? So Sumantra goes and looks for the king and he finds him in the palace of... He just automatically goes to the palace of Keikei because he knows, he would be there. Then he figures out where Dashrath was. He goes and he finds Dashrath. When he enters into the room, he realizes something terrible has happened here. He sees Dashrath lying on the ground in the same clothes as he was yesterday. Kings used to change clothes 4 times a day. He's still in the same clothes, all rumpled up, and he's crying on the ground. And he says, what happened? Keiki says, call Ram. What do you mean call Ram? Don't ask questions, go and call Ram. Sumantra felt disrespected. He felt like a ball. Vashishtha is telling him to go here, Keiki is telling him to go there. He goes out, the Brahmanas are there. Call the king. He goes in back and he calls, the Brahmanas are outside. We said go and call Ram. So he goes out and he goes looking for Lord Ramachandra. When he goes to the palace of Lord Ramachandra, there's a completely different atmosphere. Outside, everybody is sporting and enjoying themselves. In the palace of Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita, there's a very sober and calm atmosphere. All night, Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra were performing austerities and sacrifices to accept properly the roles of responsibility that they would have to. Usually today, our leaders rejoice in their homes. They have big parties in their homes. And the citizens usually are the ones suffering. Just see here. It's the opposite. The leader is the one who is practicing austerity. And when the leader practices austerity, only then the citizens can actually enjoy themselves. So we see this is Ram Rajya. So he calls Lord Ramachandra. Before Lord Ramachandra leaves, something interesting happens. He takes off his forest garland and he puts it on the neck of Mother Sita. And he smiles at her. She smiles back, and with her eyes, she puts a garland on him as well. He smiles and he walks out. Sumantra is confused. Right? What does this mean? Lord Ramachandra was telling her, when I return, all I'll have to give you is this garland of forest flowers. I'll be a beggar. And she smiles, that's okay. And she gives him a garland in reciprocation. This is the relationship of Mother Sita and Lord Ramachandra. Absolutely amazing. So, Lakshman and Sumantra, they follow Lord Ramachandra along with thousands of citizens behind the chariot going to Dashrath's palace, or the place where Dashrath is. The citizens are absolutely delighted. Lord Ramachandra is there, Lakshman and Sumantra with umbrella and fanning the Lord. The Lord goes in to the palace. When he goes in, this whole exchange of Dashrath and Keikei telling him that you need to go to the forest. Actually, Keikei was the one that told him. You know what Lord Ramachandra's response was? He wasn't the least bit disappointed. He was equipoised. As we said, matra sparshas tu kaunteya. Happiness and distress, toleration. Same. Lord Ramachandra says, the only thing that I'm disappointed in is that you didn't trust my loyalty. You didn't have to go through all of this. If you, my mother, simply told me this, I would have gone. No issue. But I'm sad that you didn't trust me like this. Lord Ramachandra walks out. Lakshman and Sumantra go to hold the umbrella. He says, I don't need these things anymore. Lakshman and Sumantra, they start crying. Lakshman is totally angry. He's like a hot iron rod. He wants to, he's going to tell his brother something. Lord Ramachandra just walks past him. Right? Doesn't give anything to his anger. Lord Ramachandra, when he walks out of the palace of Keikei, what does he do? He stands up there and the citizens notice something. The umbrella and fan are kept down. Lord Ramachandra is looking at the sun. Tulsidas Ji describes this in a very interesting way. When Lord Ramachandra was performing sacrifices with Mother Sita, he was described as Kula Deepak. Kula Deepak means that he was the light of the dynasty. When he was going to the palace of Kaikeyi, he describes him as Mani. Right? Because a lamp requires external things. But Lord Ramachandra is shining on his own. He has his own innate qualities. So he's like a gem. But when he goes in and he comes out back, he uses the word, he describes Lord Ramachandra as the son of Surya. Why? Because now the grace of Lord Ramachandra would be spread all over the world. Lord Ramachandra looks at the sun, thinking like this: now I have to be like the sun, spreading the rays of my mercy all over. The citizens say something very interesting that depicts the Lord's mood. The citizens say, maybe we could have described the beauty of the Lord before he went into the palace of Keiki, but now that he has come out, he's like a full-bloom lotus. Before he went in, he was like a lotus that was closed. But now he's a fully blown lotus. He's as beautiful as that. Just imagine. If we went through a situation like that, do you think anybody would describe us like that in this situation? No. Lord Ramachandra then does something that is absolutely amazing. He keeps the entire family together. The first person he goes to is Mother Kaushalya. Mother Kaushalya, she's happy. She's been waiting for this day for many years. For 25 years, she did many austerities so that Ram would become the king. Finally, Ram has become the king, and now he's coming to tell her that actually, I'm not going to become the king. I'm going to the forest for 14 years. She starts blasting Dashrath, left, right, and center. How can he do such a thing? Do you know what Lord Ramachandra does? He helps his mother. She says, take me to the forest with you. He helps his mother see his father not as the victimizer, but as a co-victim. Because that is actually what he was. That relationship could have been broken, but Lord Ramachandra saves it. How? He says, actually, our father needs your support more now. Your husband needs your support now because he has nothing to get from Kaikeyi. So you need to be here to support him. That changes Kaushalya's mood entirely. Next, Ramachandra, he never blamed Dashrath. In fact, when he went to Dashrath, he said, I hold no resentment in my heart for you. Please do not lament. I am happy to go to the forest. I was actually wanting to go to the forest. With Lakshmana. Lakshman was really hot. He was a really hot person. He was very, very terrible temper. Lakshman says, this king, he's gotten old. He's a senile old man. He's giving in to such lusty desires. He's lusting after this such a deplorable woman. How can such a big king be something like this? Lord Ramachandra says, watch it. That's our father. He does not do this out of lusty desires, but out of obligation to fulfill his promises. You should not speak about our father like this. But this Kaikeyi is such a horrible person. Why would she do something like this? But she always loved us, Ramachandra said. But what happened now? Lord Ramachandra says, when you see something like this happening, know that it is the hand of destiny. Just accept it and go. Let it go. Right? Lord Ramachandra then goes to Mother Sita. This is one of the most interesting interactions in this whole episode. Mother Sita tries to convince Lord Ramachandra to take her along with him. She says that a wife is Ardhangini, means that she is the better half of the body of the husband. And she shares in everything, joys and sorrows. Why don't you want me to share in your sorrow? There's a bad time in your life. Why don't you want me to share it with you? Lord Ramachandra says, you don't know what the forest is like. There are many dangerous animals. She says, for me, Ayodhya without you is like a forest filled with dangerous animals. Anywhere you are is like heaven for me. Then Lord Ramachandra says, no, he's adamant. And the conversation goes on. One of the most amazing things you'll find. Mother Sita tells Lord Ramachandra, I pity the citizens of Ayodhya who think that you're a hero. My father, Janak, got me married to you thinking that you're such a wonderful man. But actually, you're a woman disguised as a man. This is what she tells Lord Ramachandra. Right? It's very interesting. Now, we should take note why she does what she does. It is not something that we should take very lightly. Sometimes, in relationships, we have to be sensitive. We need to hurt to get the point over. And immediately, as soon as she says it, she's extremely sorry. But she knows she got her point over. Lord Ramachandra agrees. He doesn't say anything. He just agrees. Later on, there's a beautiful pastime of how Lord Ramachandra actually proves her wrong. It's a very beautiful pastime. If we have time at the end. We don't have any time. I'm supposed to end already. But quickly, Lakshman is there, standing. Lakshman says, take me too. Lord Ram says, no, you're needing Ayodhya here. You need to assist Bharat. Lakshman says, Ayodhya doesn't need me. There's Shatrughna, there's Bharat. They'll do a wonderful job. There's no doubt about it. My prime duty in life is to serve you. Please don't distract me. This is actually a test of Lord Ramachandra to see if we feel that, nothing can go on without us. But Lakshman prioritized his service more than the position. Then Lord Ramachandra says, no, you need to stay here. Lakshman says, when you were speaking to our mother, you used the word, we are going to the forest. You didn't say, I am going to the forest. Right? Now, you're not so arrogant. You're a very humble person. You are not so arrogant that in front of your mother as superior, you will say we, as if you're some big person. You would say I out of humility. But I was with you, with our mother, Kaushalya. So that means when you said we, you imply that I'll be going with you to the forest. Ram doesn't take that. Lakshman falls at the feet of Lord Ramachandra with tears in his eyes and begs the Lord, please take me with you. I can't live without you. You are my mother, you are my father, you are my master, you are my everything. I don't want anybody else but you. Lord Ramachandra doesn't budge. What does Lakshman do? He looks up with tears in his eyes at Mother Sita, who is standing right next to Lord Ramachandra. And Lord Ram immediately agrees. Srila Prabhupada says, we cannot obtain the mercy of Krishna without the mercy of Srimati Radharani. This is the best example of that. And so, if you want to hear the continuation of the pastime, please come tomorrow at 10 a.m. at ISKCON Gayana Hare Krishna Study Center, where we'll continue from where we left off. This is way over my time, so thank you very much. I'm very sorry for going over time. And if I have said anything that offended anybody that was incorrect, please feel free to correct me. And please forgive my offenses if I offended anybody. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki. So we'd like to thank our Kirtan. I'm sure we don't want to break the Katha, we don't want to pause the Katha, but in the interest of time, we would like to ask Shri Prem Prabhu to continue with a few minutes of Kirtan. And just to let you know, after the Kirtan, we will let us all remember why we're all here. It's the celebration of the pre-50th birthday of Mother Visakha Mataji. And after the Kirtan, we'll be hearing from different devotees. I'm sure all of you here, and for those devotees who are joining online as well, you shared various relationships with Mataji. For some of us, she's a mother to us. For others, she's a God sister. She's probably a counselor to some of us. And in so many ways, because of her service over the years, because of her being a very dedicated member of Krishna consciousness here in Guyana, devotees naturally, would have, served together with her and over the years built various relationships with her. So after the kirtan, we'll be hearing a few pre-birthday wishes, blessings, and thoughts from various devotees. Over to Srila Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's put our hands once again for our kirtaners. Hare Bol. So as I mentioned, we'll hear a short from various devotees, some few thoughts, remarks, pre-boarding greetings, and so forth. So this time, in our presence, in our midst this evening, we have with us our dear Pandit Krishnaji. We'd like to invite him. He has been very close with Prabhupada Prabhu and the family, Prabhupada Prabhu and his family, which includes Mother Visakha Hari Kirtan. So Panditji, we're very blessed to have you this evening, and it'll be nice to hear from you as well.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Sitting there, I'm extremely happy for many reasons. Many years ago, when I was just at the age of 11, I would have visited the Hare Krishna temple in Iflat. I think it is from Iflat they would have moved to Crane. So I was 11 years. Tonight is my first visit to this temple. I've never come here before. And now that I've come here for the first time, I've brought my son with me. He's 11 years old. Along with my son, of course, my entire family is here. And I came here for a wonderful occasion, and that occasion is the celebration of the birth anniversary of Mataji. I wish to take this opportunity to say on behalf of myself and my family and all the members of the Tushin Radha Krishna Mandir, we want to wish you a happy, happy birthday. May Bhagwan Sri Krishna continues to bless you, continue to be that wonderful soul that you are. I was listening to your speech last night, and it brought, got me a little bit emotional when you were telling the devotees there to always believe in the Lord. And so what a wonderful role model, and of course, Prabhu Devpar. And our dear son here would have impressed me. And I do hope that he would be an inspirational to the many young ones that are here. Sitting there listening to him tells me that you would have done your research. But I want to just say something to you. You have a very powerful voice. And in your messages, if you can add more chaupai to it, will be very, very good. Because you have a wonderful voice, you have a wonderful air that you do your chaupai. And so, it will keep the audience. This is my view. So you did an extremely job, and I wish you all the best. I hope that I can hear more from you. I hope that you can move to different places. Of course, my temple door is open to accept you. So anytime you're free, I am ready to organize you to be there. I just want you to be an inspiration to the young ones. Bhagwan Sri Krishna's blessings to you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Pandit, for being here with you and your family. And that's something very special. He was mentioned, he visited the temple. He visited the Ifla temple, and actually, that is where Mother Visakha's journey in Krishna consciousness began. As a teenager, she would have, visited the Ifla temple with her parents, and that is her roots. And in Krishna consciousness, where training occurred, and where she became full-fledged, rendering many services. And that is where it all began for her. And at some point in time, we will probably hear more about her journey over these years, from the time she joined, and all the many wonderful services, her experiences, and not only that, her inspirations, which can inspire us and drive us. As for many of us, we are still young to the process, but with devotees like her, it's with her experience and other devotees of such caliber, their experiences, it can definitely help us, to lead us keep us on the right track, lead us on the right path, and so that we can be able to be a little spider in the service of Srila Prabhupada, just like a little squirrel, little spider in Lord Ramachandra's Leelas. So at this point in time, I would like to invite the temple president of Shri Shri Gaurnita Ashirvad Mandir, His Grace Mahaprabhu Prabhu, to please come forward and share a few thoughts.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. So on behalf of the Crane Hare Krishna management team here, I'd like to thank the management of the Hare Krishna Study Center for including us in the Ramayana Katha, one of the 4 venues. We're very, very happy that this location was chosen also. Of course, there's a long history between the management of HKSC and this Korean Hare Krishna temple, because the management of HKSC, headed by His Grace Prabhupada Dev Prabhu, would have been very, very instrumental in the construction of this temple. He was very, very instrumental, and his youth sacrifices and dedication will never be forgotten. As we say many times, man are very easily we forget so many things. But the Lord knows of our endeavors and our sacrifices. So we are thankful to the management of HKSC for having this Ramayana Katha here. This evening is special in many ways. I don't get too often to listen to so many discussions. And Hari Kirtan is really, really excelling in every field of activity. When we speak about Hari Kirtan, I remember that little boy that went to India with us in 2004. That is the impression that me and my wife also have about Hari Kirtan. When we heard that Hari Kirtan is getting married, my wife was shocked. Hari's getting married, It was, she couldn't believe, it's like the other day, Hari was, like this. Hari's getting married. Wow. Then Hari graduated from the university before. Then Hari got a daughter, Hari is just flying. It's really, really amazing. And what is very, very special also, when you have exemplary parents. It is very, very important in society. A lot of the deficiency in society today is because of broken families. Because it is very important that a child is nurtured by both mother and father. And today's society, because of so many broken homes, a parent is missing. Most times the father is gone. But in Harry's case, that is not so. His Grace Prabhupada Dev and Visakha Mataji has been married, I think, 27 years. Happily married for 27 years. And he has always been very, very exemplary in everything that they're doing. So witnessing and listening to Harry, I would say, I would want to think maybe for the first time. I did hear him a few times, not too often, as Banji said. He was really, really impressive. I'm very, very happy that a young, youthful devotee is taking this philosophy very seriously. And I know he has a very, very far way to go. And of course, having Harry here and all the other devotees here is very special. And then to top it all off, for the icing literally on the cake that I just witnessed outside also, is Mother Visakha's 50th birthday. So 50th birthday is very, very special. It's a significant milestone in everyone's life. Some of us choose to do it very, very quietly, in our homes and with our just, our husband or wife or a kid or two or what like. And some of us are willing to make the special endeavor to reach far and wide to share this Krishna consciousness to everyone. And the Lord is very, very pleased when we are willing to take sacrifice, when we are willing to make additional sacrifices to give everyone Krishna consciousness. He becomes extremely pleased. He says, one who preaches this most merciful message of mine is very dear to me. Right? And these devotees, especially headed by a very, very trend-setting trailblazer father that Harry's have, choose to go to 4 locations to celebrate Mother Visakha's birthday. But it is a well-thought-out initiative. I think others might want to emulate that. I don't know if it's possible. I know it's not easy. It is not easy. I don't like, if I hold a mic, I am a little short. So, sometimes when I start speaking, I don't want to stop. You give a Haribol a mic, it's like, anyway, I'll stop very soon. So Mother Visakha, I've known her for about 23 years, if I remember correctly. That is correct. 23 years I've known her for. And they say behind every successful man, there is a woman. So all that Prabhupada Dev Prabhu is doing and impressing many persons with, it is not possible without the dedication and support of his very, very faithful and dedicated wife. So Mother Visakha words alone cannot express how we feel about you and the kind of input and sacrifice that you would have made to support your husband and all his rendezvous and all his endeavors here, there, and everywhere. I'm sure the Lord is very, very pleased with you. So on this 50th birthday, let me take this opportunity to wish you in advance a happy, happy birthday. And may Lord Krishna continue to bless you with good health and blissful Krishna consciousness always. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Mahaprabhu, for those kind words. Before we hear from His Grace Rajrishi Prabhu, who is joining us and who is participating with us via Zoom, I would like to read a message to Mother Visakha, and this message is coming from Her Grace Visakha Mataji from Trinidad. Dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to take this opportunity to wish Visakha Saki Devidasi a very, very happy birthday. You are an inspiration to all Vaishnavis, not only in Guyana, but in the region. I know how difficult it can be sometimes, especially when you are the wife of the temple president. I must say that I am very proud of the way you conduct yourself and also your dedication to the mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. I feel very blessed to have you in my life and wish you that Srimati Radharani's blessings so that you may continue your devotional services happily. All the best from myself and all the devotees from the Trinidad Yatra. We love you. Hare Krishna, your servant, Panchatattva Devidasi. Hare Krishna. At this time, we would like to invite His Grace Rajarshi Prabhu, who has, served in the capacity of more or less Shiksha Guru to Mataji over the years, to please give his remarks.
Kripa Sindhu Vyaya Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. What an amazing contribution from Visakha Mataji to the devotee community. Yes, this is an amazing contribution. To have such an amazing Hari Katha, to have Hari Kirtan. This is Visakha's glorious contribution on the occasion of her birthday. Hari Katha is very, very wonderful, amazing. And to have a son, maybe people may give you this for birthday, that for birthday, but to have Hari Kirtan, to speak Hari Katha in such a glorious way, I would like to say this is Krishna's blessings upon you. How many things many people would say about you, but actually this is most glorious. Prabhupada, Dev Prabhu, Visakha, Hari Kirtan, to make a contribution of Hari Katha to society. Also like to thank Anirudh Prabhu and Mataji Chaitanya, for their dedication and service and bringing up Visakha in the wonderful way, so she can make the wonderful contribution that she is doing to the devotee community. So on behalf of my wife Jayalalitha and myself, special happy birthday, and again, you're blessed, Krishna's blessings upon you for your wonderful contribution to the Society of Devotees. Hari Kirtan Prabhu ki jai, Mara Visakha ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Rajarshi Prabhu, for being there and for your words of encouragement, inspiration. As you were speaking, I was actually reflecting in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, and he was mentioning this mother and son. Visakha Mataji being the mother, Hari Kirtan speaking Hari Katha. I was reflecting on Lord Kapila Dev's speaking, Hari Katha to his mother Devahuti. I mean, these are very ideal examples, we can say, from scriptures, but it is something that, we should endeavor also in our, maybe in our family lives. So we would like to invite a very special devotee in our midst here. Maybe for many of us, we don't know Mataji, but her contribution to Srila Prabhupada will always remain glorious. At this point, we would like to invite Auntie Loki, Mataji Loki, to please come forward and share her wishes. For everyone, and for those who may not know Mataji, The temple here and this compound, the temple here, the property was donated, if I'm correct, was donated by the family of Auntie Lucky. So we're very, very happy to have you, Mataji, here. And also, you would have known Prabhupada Prabhu and Visakha Mataji over the years. So I'm sure you will have something special to tell us.
Hare Krishna, one and all. Well, I get to know Visakha and Prabhupada Dev when this temple was about to construct. That was the first time that I'm going to see them. And they lived in the area here and see that the temple was finished. They lived here for a while, and then eventually they moved forward up the East Coast. Well, for that time, we had a good cooperation. And after that, there's not much I could say. Because I really didn't know them before. Until when they come, was introduced, well, they would be the overlooker of the construction of the temple. So they spend how long they live here after that? 4 years, 5 years after that? 8 years? Time flies.
8 years altogether, 6 years after the temple.
Yeah, well, okay. But then time flies and then they move on and that's true. Anyhow, Visakha, all the best for your birthday. And may you live to see many more with Krishna's blessings. Now you're going over into the third quarter of the century. By the end of this month, I'm going into the fourth quarter of this. So wish you best along with the family.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you once again, and thank you to you and your husband, for your late husband, for this gift to Srila Prabhupada in the form of this property. I'd like to invite His Grace Paratna Nishta Chaitanya Prabhu to please come forward and make his contribution, after which we'll hear from Giri Krishna Prabhu and maybe finally Akuro Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to Mother Visakha, Prabhupada Prabhu, Hare Kirtan. Today, I'm very ecstatic, I'm very heartened. When I realized that today I will be here, I get so ecstatic that when I was taking my bath, I was chanting and dancing. I normally do these things when, when I'm happy. Two places I do this. When I'm bathing and when I'm putting on my tilak. The reason why I am so excited and happy is that I was instrumental in asking Prabhupada Prabhu to marry Mother Visakha. But this Prabhu gave me a hard time, It becomes like hopeless after I spoke with him. No assurance if I'm going to get through to, get him to marry Mother Visakha. Anyway, after some time, Cupid plays his part. And I get the good news that, he agreed. So when I became aware of that, I was extremely happy that at least, I am instrumental in this whole business of getting Prabhupada, Prabhu married to Mother Visakha. Not knowing that, what exemplar, devotee they will become, that makes me more, happy, because one way to know if your heart is clean is like occasion like this. When you examine your heart, if you rejoice in occasions like this, when people or individual you become happy, it means that your heart is getting cleaner, or your heart is clean. But if you are not rejoicing on special occasion like this, then you need to examine your heart. So I'm very, very happy, and I must say that Mother Visakha was very exemplary, and she will continue to be inspiration, Prabhupada Prabhu, Mother Visakha. And I'm very, again, I'm emphasizing this all the time, that how happy I am to know that I'm part of this, family. So Mother Visakha, on your special occasion, your 50th birthday, I think, I can't ask for anything better, but at this point, I would like to wish you a very special birthday. May the Lord bless you and keep you in good health to continue doing the wonderful service you and your family are doing. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Chaitanya Prabhu. And we get a little of the backroom story, a little inside story for us. And I'm sure there are a lot more we can probably hear. And thank you, Chaitanya Prabhu, for your words of appreciation and your blessings. We'd like to invite Giri Krishna Prabhu, who has served together with Mataji over the years.
Haribol. Hare Krishna. So, Mother Visakha, happy birthday. Myself and Mother Visakha, we have grown into many different relationships. Of course, she's always been like a very older sister. Now that she's 50. But I came here to this birthday because of the food. We are still live streaming? Because Mother Visakha has always been an excellent cook. It could be, whatever is it, if Mother Visakha cook rice alone. When we were at the temple, we will always go for it. So, Mother Visakha, the interesting thing about your life, Mahaprabhu just said that behind a successful man is I can't remember the last part of what he said, but I just would like to advance that, and that at the side of every successful man is a woman like Mother Visakha. So Mataji, we want to wish you a happy birthday, and for all of us, myself, my wife and 2 kids, you have been there from the very beginning. We got married at this temple, and we didn't know anybody. That was our first time coming to this temple for me. The day I was getting married, and like I said, we didn't know anybody here. So yourself, even though you have been like a sister to me, it has also been yourself and Prabhupada Prabhu like our parents away from our home. So we pray that the all the wonderful relationships that you have formed within the last 50 years of your life, or at least 30 years, that they continue to grow and they continue to keep you happy. Auntie Lucky said she's entering 75, but I think Auntie Lucky is very lucky because you see, when there's a lot of there's a burst of emotions going on here right now. I'm generally not short of words to speak, but when it's matters of the heart, it's a difficult thing. So anyway, Mother Visakha, you're very fortunate, you're very lucky. It's reflected in Hari Kirtan and all the people's life who you have touched over the years. You were placed into this position because you have that strength, that resilience. I know we have all been in the thick and thin at HKSC when we started with nothing, when you converted your entire house into a brahmachari ashram. I don't know what this gentleman was thinking. Here we heard Hari was saying that Lord Ram had an entire palace from Mother Sita, and here this man was taking the palace and giving it to brahmachari, But Mother Visakha, you stood it through, and I think that in years to come, very, very soon, one of my very, very sincere prayer is that we would like to hear a lot more from you. Not just Kirtan. Of course, that's where myself and Mother Visakha, we have a very good bond, a very subtle communication with Kirtan. And we have a very special blackout Kirtan, which we don't hope she sing tonight, because I don't think we are going to handle that now. Especially, we have really nice prasadam out there, right? I really didn't eat since yesterday. I went home, I had a couple of katahar seed because katahar seed opens appetite, right? That's not scientifically proven, but I'm just saying. So Mataji, by the way, she has another name. It's Vikasha. Compliments of Krishna Gyan Prabhu. Marshaka, compliments of my kids. Marshaka, happy birthday. We love you very much, and we pray that the sacrifice that you have made are now blooming. And like I said, if ever I'm in a position to see this happen, I would like for our young ladies in ISKCON, even young men like myself and others, to hear more from you. There's a lot, we have a lot of men. I'm not being stereotypical in any way, but we always hear from the men folks, right? And the ladies are also supposed to hear from the men folks, which in today's world is kind of not fair, right? And you might say, what is this black fella talking about fear? It's a joke, right? All right, Mataji, happy birthday. I would like everybody just to raise their hand in Mother Visakha's direction as we give one Maha Mantra loudly. This time it's coming from your heart. If you don't mind, we are not observing COVID guidelines. We can touch each other's hands. So one big family, one big wish for Mother Visakha. Together, one Maha Mantra. Everybody.
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very. You feel that? That's bigger than GPL. Where is Sachi? That wattage GPL can't match that. Hare Bol. Mataji, happy birthday.
Hare Krishna. So sorry we have you on a record with the prasadam, but everyone is waiting for the prasadam as well. Well, don't worry, we are wrapping up shortly. So thank you, Giri Krishna Prabhu, for those very nice words. I'd like to invite Akrur Prabhu, and then we'll hear briefly from Vedavid Prabhu, who is here with us as well.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So on behalf of my family, who know Mother Visakha very well over the years, from the days of IFLAT, we want to wish her a happy 50th birthday. I'm sure that many of us would not believe if we didn't hear the age, we might have think like maybe 30, 25. So we wish you another 50 years. So we have another session like this here, a bigger session like this in another 50 years. So Mother Visakha is very humble. Who would have wondered today, for the last 3 days, she's the center of these programs. And today I saw her in the rain, in the cremation, in the mud. She's singing. Such a humble person. She's everywhere. So I'm sure, she spent most of her life actually in Krishna consciousness. I know her from Skins. I think she was going to school at those days. The devotees at IFLOT used to go around and do home programs. And Ruth Prabhu used to be part of that team. And Brother Visakha, I remember I saw her when I was in school at home programs. Maybe in first form, second form, sometime around there. Yeah, and I think she used to be singing in those days also. So almost the entire life, she made Krishna consciousness. And that's so wonderful. So happy birthday again, Mother Visakha. And hope to see you in many more in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Akura Prabhu. And so we'd like to invite Vedavid Prabhu, after which we'll hear from Mataji herself. It's her, the birthday, so just a reminder, the birthday is on Monday. But, it's 50th, and, to cover all the grounds, we are having the 4 days.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the opportunity to offer a few words. Seriously, while I was sitting and hearing Hari Kirtan speaking, I'm thinking, boy, I wish when I grow up I can be Mother Visakha's son. Hare Krishna. So 25 years ago, my mom and I, we first stepped into the temple. And the first people we were to meet, the first devotees, Mother Visakha and Prabhupada Dev Prabhu. Hari Kirtan was just a little ball in her womb. We didn't know him then yet. And Giri Krishna Prabhu spoke about the prasadam. Well, for those of you who don't know, I live not too far, or used to live not too far from the temple. And every afternoon, guess where I am? At the temple, eating what? Mother Visakha's prasadam. Hare Krishna. Can you remember that? So, I am very, again, like Giri Krishna Prabhu, I am usually not short for words. I have too many words, but these are matters of the heart, and sometimes you get choked up. And with all sincerity, Mother Visakha, Prabhupada Dev Prabhu, they have been very instrumental in my growth, in my Krishna consciousness. There's so many events, so many activities, so many programs, so many different things. Both of them have been contributed to. And I am extremely grateful that they have contributed to my life and my family's life as well. So, Mother Visakha, from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to wish you all the best. He gave you 50 years, and I was like, no, don't give her 50. Give her more than 50. So please take more than 50 so that hopefully all of us can come again. And please don't wait 50 years. With the prasadam that I heard we have out there, probably do it yearly. Right? Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vedavid Prabhu, for being here and also for sharing your thoughts. So I'd like to now invite Mataji, Mother Visakha, to please come forward and share her thoughts with us. And we can all put our hands together. Hari Bol! So So she will tell us a little about how she's feeling and what has been happening over these last few days.
Hare Krishna, I'll try to make it short because Giri Krishna Prabhu was very hungry. So Hare Krishna, I'd like to thank everyone for being here, for you being here, sharing this moment with me. I'm really very grateful. There are devotees that we have heard. I mean, I didn't know that, Rajarshi Prabhu did Trinidad devotees there online. I am just really grateful and happy that I have devotees who care very much about me. I used to think that, when we go through some stuff in our lives and, these challenging, you think that, that it's the end. It was not like that for me. I used to think like that. But I have all of these devotees who were there. They showed us love. They showed their support. Amidst whatever happened, they were there, and I felt it. And I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Rajarshi Prabhu, thank you very much. You have been very special to me. In a way, I felt that when you used to come to Guyana, anything happened to us. If you're here, we are protected. I always felt like that. So thank you very much for filling that space for us. Mother Panchatattva, Mother Jayalalita, these ladies, they are not just devotees for me, they are my friends. And it's aligned with a lot of old ladies. So they have been very good friends of mine. And also I would just like to point out, I see one of my very good friends. I mean, she's also an elderly lady, Ramayana Mataji. Thank you. I'm so happy that you are here, to be here with me. Thank you. We have been through so much, and I thought you are always very nice and kind to me. Thank you very much. I also have all the devotees. Please don't expect that I'll call your name. I remember them, but as soon as I hold this mic, it goes. So, so all the devotees who, when we first came here, of course we all know there was just rice field and everything, and plus sunflies. We're lucky that sunfly doesn't come up now because the breeze is not blowing, but there are devotees who would have, helped us to do this magnificent project, and all the devotees who have served it, thank you very much for always being there for me. One very special person, Tridandi Prabhu. There had been one incident that happened to me, and when everybody doubted me, Tridandi Prabhu was the only person who had faith. He said that he'd put his neck on a block for me. So I'd like to thank him very much for being that kind of a person to me. Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for those heartfelt words. And I also like to take this opportunity to thank all the devotees who would have, given presentations, who would have offered blessings, appreciation, and best wishes. So I'd like to ask His Grace Prabhupada Prabhu to conclude this evening with a few thoughts.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dear Lordship Shri Nitai Chaitanya Chandra ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Garuda Dev ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So on behalf of myself, my family, on behalf of Mahaprabhu and his team here at Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ashirvad Mandir, We want to take this opportunity once again to thank each and every one of you to make special effort, special endeavor to join us here this evening for the third session of Ramayana Katha. And of course, Kirtan, Prashadam, and 50th, partly 50th birthday. Leave aside a little for the honor the 50th birthday. So thank you. Put your hands together for everyone who would have joined us here and who would have joined us virtually. And those who will see this program online after, as you know, the program are aired on 3 platforms, Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube, which means it will be up there. Anybody can take in Kirtan or Artik or Hari Katha, as Rajarshi Prabhu would have said. I was saying that over those few days that someone may question that, why all this endeavor. So I think many of you heard it already that Visakha would have, of course, born and grew up in good fortune. We wanted to honor and take the blessings of the elders, the villagers, and especially the deities and the Vishnu Mandir there in good fortune. After she got married, she went and served the deities, and that time was Sewell village. Now the deities, Radha Gokul Chandra, are there in Williamsburg, Berbice, Rose Hall area. And then, of course, she would have started her spiritual life or devotional life in the presence of the deities, the murtis of the temple, they were in Iflat originally. Sri Shinditai Chaitanya Chandra, later on Jagannath Baladev Subhadra came, Krishna Balaram came. So to come here and receive the blessings of their Lordship and the devotees here is special for us and more so for her. And finally, we would like to invite each and every one of you tomorrow morning at the Hare Krishna Study Center for the final, well, I don't know if it'll be final, it'll depend on the girls and boys of Hare Krishna Study Center. Really and truly, the birthday is on the 3rd, the 50th birthday is Monday, but she's trying to claim Monday. She wants to do 50 rounds and how many verses from Bhagavad Gita or 64 rounds, I don't know. And I don't know what else she wants to do, but so all this is like pre-birthday celebrations. Nevertheless, we're inviting you tomorrow morning at the Hare Krishna Study Center. Tomorrow is Ekadasi. There will be an overwhelming Giri Krishna. If you think tonight Prashadam is special, I challenge you to come tomorrow morning for Ekadasi Prashadam at the Hare Krishna Study Center, and then you will tell me how you feel. So tomorrow would be a special program there tomorrow morning. You all are invited from 10 to 1. At least come and take lunch with us. At least come and take lunch with us if there is nothing else. So Visakha wants to still say something.
Hare Krishna. So I have lots of thoughts in my head, and I have it here sitting, and as soon as you come, everything just slips. If there is any blessings that I would have gotten in my life, it's the blessings of the devotees. And this is very, very important, because without the blessings of the devotees, nothing happens in your life. So please, all of our devotees, if we just respect each other and take blessings from them, just hear from them, it is very, very important. I have seen blessings even in the beginning. I know that, when we were about to get married, I have seen devotees so happy that I felt it. So I thought they were really happy. They had my best interest at heart. So please take blessings. It is a very serious matter. Please take the blessings of the devotees. It does wonders in your life. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Bhojan and Prashadam will be served. The boy here will enliven you with kirtan. There are speakers all around, don't worry. So Mahaprabhu, you can open the doors. Everyone, the chairs and tables are already laid out. If you want to wash your hand and sit, wherever you sit, everything will come and reach you there. So we humbly request everyone to please take bhojan, take prasad before you go, and we look forward to see you tomorrow morning, and of course tomorrow evening here. This Sunday Love Feast continue. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Nitai Chaitanya Chandra ki, Nitai Gauda Premanandi. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare